Richard Simmons. Milton Teagle Richard Simmons, July 12, 1948, July 13, 2024, was an American fitness personality and public figure. He was a promoter of weight loss programs, most prominently through his Sweat Into the Oldies line of aerobics videos. Simmons began his weight loss career by opening his gym Simmons in Beverly Hills, California, catering to the overweight, and he became widely known through exposure on television and through the popularity of his consumer products. He was often parodied and was a frequent guest of late-night television and radio talk shows, such as The Late Show with David Letterman and The Howard Stern Show. He continued to promote health and exercise through a decades-long career, and later broadened his activities to include political activism, such as in 2008 in support of a bill mandating non-competitive physical education in public schools as a part of the No Child Left Behind Act. Early life. Milton Teagle Simmons was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, on July 12, 1948, to Leonard Douglas Simmons Sr. and Shirley May, née Setin. He was born to show business parents and raised in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Simmons had an older brother, Leonard Jr. Their father was raised Methodist and worked as a master of ceremonies and later in thrift stores, while their mother was Russian Jewish and was a traveling fan dancer and later a store cosmetics saleswoman. Simmons later converted to Catholicism and attended Core Jesu High School. He attended the University of Louisiana at Lafayette before graduating from Florida State University with a Bachelor of Arts in Art. He became obese during his early childhood and adolescence. He began to overeat and became overweight as early as the age of 4, and by the age of 5, he knew it was perceived negatively. At 15, he weighed 182 pounds, 83 kilograms. As a young man, he considered being a priest. As a young adult art student, he had appeared among the freak show characters in the Fellini films Satyricon, 1968, and The Clowns, 1970, and he eventually reached a peak of 268 pounds, 122 kilograms. In an interview with the Tampa Bay Times, Simmons explained he adopted the name Richard after an uncle who paid for his college tuition. His first job in New Orleans was as a child, selling pralines at Leah's Pralines. Career. Fitness career. Upon moving to Los Angeles in the 1970s, Simmons worked as the maitre d'hotel at Derek's, a restaurant in Beverly Hills, 157. He developed an interest in fitness. Exercise studios of the day favored the already fit customer, so little help was available for those who needed to gain fitness from an otherwise unhealthy state. He established gyms, and his interest in fitness helped him lose 123 pounds, 56 kilograms. He later opened his own exercise studio, originally called the Anatomy Asylum, where emphasis was placed on healthy eating in proper portions and enjoyable exercise in a supportive atmosphere. The business originally included a salad bar restaurant called Roughage, a pun on the word roughage, dietary fiber, though it was eventually removed as the focus of the Anatomy Asylum shifted solely to exercise. Later renamed Slimmons, the establishment continued operations in Beverly Hills and Simmons taught motivational classes and aerobics throughout the week. Slimmons closed in November 2016. Slimmons' success led to Simmons' own television series The Richard Simmons Show, which aired from 1980 to 1984 and earned him multiple Emmy Awards. Rising interest in aerobics during the 1980s led to the popularization of Simmons' line of fitness videos, particularly his Sweat Into the Oldies series, which became one of the most popular videos during the decade. In 2010, Simmons stated he had kept off his own 100-plus pound, 45 kilograms, weight loss for 42 years, had been helping others lose weight for 35 years, and that in the course of his fitness career, had helped humanity lose approximately 12 million pounds, 5.5 million kilogram. Simmons used the internet as a method of outreach by running his own membership-based website and also had official pages on numerous social networking sites, such as Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and YouTube. In media, Simmons began to draw media attention due to the success of his health club that began with him on Real People, where he was shown at work. He introduced customers whom he had helped to lose weight. He later had guest roles on Battlestars, Body Language, Super Password, Win, Lose or Draw, Match Game, ABC, Hollywood Squares, Syndicated, and Nickelodeon's Figure It Out. Positive viewer reactions landed Simmons a recurring role as himself in the ABC network soap opera General Hospital over a 4-year period. This, as well as being in shopping malls, where he taught exercise classes, led to further media attention. In the early 1980s, Simmons hosted 2 shows, Slim Cookin' and the Emmy Award-winning talk show The Richard Simmons Show, in which he focused on personal health, fitness, exercise, and healthy cooking. The Richard Simmons Show drew thousands of exercise enthusiasts, including SAG/AFTRA actress Lucretia Sarita Russo, who reportedly transported an entire bus filled with women from Pam's Figuretique for a lively workout on the show. Simmons portrayed himself in Steven Spielberg's 1986 Amazing Stories Season 1, Episode 10, Remote Control Man. Simmons was a guest on The Rosie O'Donnell Show on November 18, 1997, together with Celine Dion. He was a frequent guest on The Howard Stern Show. While he resolved at one point to refuse future involvement after Stern repeatedly insulted him, he returned to the show several times, his last appearance coming in 2013. Simmons was also a frequent guest on Late Night with David Letterman, NBC, and The Late Show with David Letterman, CBS. On November 22, 2000, they had a falling out after an incident on that night's show. Simmons, while dressed as a turkey, grabbed Letterman as if to hug or kiss him, and Letterman responded by spraying Simmons with a fire extinguisher, which caused Simmons to have a severe asthma attack. Simmons did not appear on The Letterman Show for 6 years, finally returning on November 29, 2006. During that time, Letterman once again set Simmons up for a prank. While Simmons was demonstrating a steamer branded with his name, Letterman insisted on placing a tray under the steamer which Simmons did not believe belonged there. When Simmons turned the steamer on, something in the tray exploded and caught fire, sending Simmons running for his life. Despite the scare, Simmons took the incident in fairly good nature, even joking that he felt like Michael Jackson, referring to a mishap where Jackson's hair was accidentally set on fire by pyrotechnics while filming a Pepsi commercial. In 1998, Simmons provided the voice of Boone in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie. He featured as himself on numerous television series, including Whose Line Is It Anyway?, GPS, Saturday Night Live, The Larry Sanders Show, and in the Arrested Development episode Bringing Up Buster. In 1999, he hosted the short-lived television series Dream Maker. In 2007, he filmed the PBS Pledge Drive special Love Yourself and Win. He also featured in television advertisements for Sprint, Yoplait, and Herbal Essence shampoos. In late 2007, he was in a This Is Sports Center commercial on ESPN as the show's conditioning coach. In Canada, Simmons was in an advertisement for Simmons mattresses. The mattress company hired the exercise celebrity because of the similarity in name, and for his appeal to the company's target audience of women over 35. Beyond this, no further business partnership existed between the M. In the Rocko's Modern Life episode No Pain, No Gain, Simmons voiced an exercise trainer bearing his animated likeness, leading a class filled with large, anthropomorphic animals. Simmons was multiple times on the Glenn Beck program on HLN from 2006 to 2008. He hosted a radio show on Sirius Stars, Sirius Satellite Radio Channel 102, titled Lighten Up with Richard Simmons. He provided the voice for Coach Sammons, a recurring character modeled after his own likeness, for Fishhooks, a Disney Channel original series that ran for 3 seasons. In 2011, Simmons starred in Fit to Fly with Richard Simmons, an Air New Zealand in-flight safety briefing video modeled after his aerobic workouts. He is featured heavily in the film clip of Hawk a Boat by Tobacco, taken from the album Fucked Up Friends. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Simmons's YouTube channel was updated with archival exercise videos, recorded before his decision to withdraw from public life, to help people stay fit at home. A spokesperson said the move was motivated by an overwhelming request for Richard to return in some way as a comfort, and added that Richard is very touched by the outreach. In January 2024, an as-yet untitled biopic about Simmons, starring Pauly Shore, was announced. Simmons stated on Facebook, "I have never given my permission for this movie." In April 2024, he said he was discussing giving his approval for a different biopic, Personal Life and Death, Personality. Simmons used his energetic and motivational demeanor to encourage people to lose weight. His high energy level was always featured in his workout videos, and his trademark attire was candy-striped dolphin shorts and tank tops decorated with Swarovski crystals. Simmons interacted at a personal level with people using his products. This began by personally answering fan mail he received as a cast member of General Hospital. As of 2008, he personally answered emails and letters and made hundreds of phone calls each week to those seeking his help. He claimed to have few friends, saying, "I don't have a lot to offer to one person. I have a lot to offer to a lot of people." Aside from his 3 Dalmatians and 2 maids, Simmons lived alone in Beverly Hills, California. While his sexual orientation has been the subject of much speculation, he never publicly discussed his sexuality. In a 2012 interview with Men's Health, he was quoted, "When the king gets depressed, he doesn't call for his wife or the cook. He turns to the little man with the pointed hat and says to the court jester, 'Make me laugh.' And I am that court jester." Hurricane Katrina response. In September 2005, Simmons appeared on Entertainment Tonight to discuss the effects of Hurricane Katrina on his family in his hometown of New Orleans, and his involvement in aiding those affected by the hurricane. On August 29, 2006, Simmons was on Your World with Neil Cavuto while making a return visit to New Orleans 1 year after the flooding, a visit he repeated on March 2, 2007. Now talking about his recent trip to Washington, D.C., to promote and raise awareness about the Strengthening Physical Education Act of 2007, H.R. 1224, Retreat from Public Life and Death. Simmons did not make any major public appearances after 2014, and stopped appearing in public altogether in February of that year. In March 2016, speculation began that he was being held hostage by his housekeeper. In response, on March 14, 2016, Simmons gave an audio interview on The Today Show, denying the rumors. In November 2016, the Simmons Fitness gym closed, without any public announcement from Simmons. In February 2017, the podcast Missing Richard Simmons launched, investigating why Simmons left public life so suddenly. In March 2017, Los Angeles Police Department detectives visited Simmons' home to conduct a welfare check, issuing a statement that Simmons is perfectly fine and that right now he is doing what he wants to do and it is his business. On April 19, 2017, following a hospitalization for severe indigestion, Simmons made his first public comment in over a year, posting on Facebook a photo of himself and the message, "I'm not missing, just a little under the weather." However, the picture that was included in the post was from as far back as 2013, leading to speculation that the person who posted the message might not actually have been Simmons. In May 2017, he sued the National Enquirer, Radar Online, and American Media Incorporated for libel and false claims that he was undergoing gender reassignment. In September 2017, Simmons lost the lawsuit, and was ordered to pay the defendant's attorney's fees. The judge ruled, because courts have long held that a misidentification of certain immutable characteristics do not naturally tend to injure one's reputation, even if there is sizable portion of the population who hold prejudices against those characteristics, misidentification of a person as transgender is not actionable defamation absent special damages. In June 2018, he sued a Los Angeles private investigator, claiming he had placed a tracking device over a year earlier on the only vehicle Simmons used for transportation, noting that such tracking is in violation of California law. In July 2018, Simmons amended the suit, alleging the investigator had been hired by In Touch Weekly and prosecutors filed a criminal complaint. In May 2020, a California appellate court upheld a trial judge's decision allowing Simmons' lawsuit to move forward. In August 2022, in response to continued rumors and a TMZ documentary, What really happened to Richard Simmons? Claiming that knee problems forced Simmons out of public life, Simmons issued a statement to the New York Post that he is happy, healthy, and living the life he has chosen to live. In March 2024, Simmons issued a statement clarifying that he was not dying. After a Facebook post he wrote encouraging people to embrace everyday drew public concern. Simmons also stated that he no longer had a manager or publicist, and that he had not given permission for a biopic of him. That same month, Simmons revealed that he had been diagnosed with skin cancer, located underneath his right eye. Simmons later stated on his X page that the cancer diagnosis occurred so many years ago and he decided to speak out about it to encourage people to go to the doctor if they see anything unusual on their body. Simmons died on July 13, 2024, at his home in Hollywood Hills, according to a representative, just one day after his 76th birthday. His death appears to be from natural causes. Print and other media. Books. Never Say Diet, Never Say Diet Cookbook, The Better Body Book Deal, a meal cookbook, Reach for Fitness, a special book of exercises for the physically challenged. Richard Simmons, Never Give Up, Inspirations, Reflections, Stories of Hope, Farewell to Fat Sweetie Pie, the Richard Simmons private collection of dazzling desserts. Still hungry after all these years, My Story, The Food Mover Cookbook, Cooking on Broadway, Steam Away the Pounds. Audio. Analog compact cassette. Project Me, 6-tape set, Take a Walk, Take a Hike, Sweatin' and Shireen with Richard Simmons and Friends, Walk Across America, Colors of Your Life, single tape, Colors of Your Life, 6-tape set, Secrets of the Winners, single tape, Take a Classical Walk, Walking on Broadway, Walk Around the World, Never Give Up, Inspirations, Reflections, Stories of Hope, book on tape, read by Simmons. Compact disc. Richard Picks the Hits, Volume 1. Richard Picks the Hits, Volume 2. Country Cardio, Oh Happy Day, Fitness Fiesta, Wicked Workout, Big Screen Burn, Shimmy Into Shape, In the Mood to Lose, Classical Chill Out. Vinyl record. Reach, Elektra Records, 1982, Oz No. 12. Singles. This time, Elektra Records, 45 revolutions per minute, 1983. Digital compact cassette. Colors of Your Life, single tape, Good Times Entertainment, BASF 90 minimum, 1998. Visual media. DVD. Richard Simmons and the Silver Foxes, Latin Blast Off, Mega Mix, Blast Off, Mega Mix 2, Blast Off Disco, Blast Off 60s, Blast Off 80s, Blast Off Blast and Tone Disco, Sweat Super Sweatin', Party Off the Pounds, Super Tonin', Totally Tonin', Super Tonin', Totally Tonin' with Toning Rings, Sit Tight, Sweat Into the Oldies, Sweat Into the Oldies 2, Sweat Into the Oldies 3, Sweat Into the Oldies 4, Sweat Into the Oldies 5, Love Yourself and Win, Boogie Down the Pounds, Tone Into the Oldies. Richard Simmons Project HOP-Health, Optimism, Passion, Energy. Video cassette. Every Day with Richard Simmons, The Stomach Formula, Get Started, Reach for Fitness, a special video of exercises for the physically challenged, Deal Your Way to Health. Richard Simmons and the Silver Foxes, Sweat Into the Oldies, Sweat Into the Oldies 2, Sweat Into the Oldies 3, Sweat Into the Oldies 4, Day by Day, Volumes 1 to 12, Pump and Sweat, Step and Sweat, Tone and Sweat, Stretch Into the Classics, Dance Your Pants Off. Tonin' Uptown, Tonin' Downtown, Groovin' in the House, The Ab Formula, No Ifs Ands or Buts, Love to Stretch, Blast Off Broadway, Sweat Tone Up on Broadway, Broadway Blast Off Platinum Sweat, Sit Tight, Latin Blast Off, Mega Mix, Blast Off Mega Mix 2, Blast Off Disco, Blast Off 60s, Blast Off 80s, Blast Off Blast and Tone, Farewell to Fat Disco, Sweat Suda Mucho. YouTube. Fit to Fly Hairdo. Official music video. Television/movies. The Richard Simmons Show, Family Feud, Fish Hooks, Johnny Bravo, General Hospital, Late Show with David Letterman, The Howard Stern Show, Pictionary, Password, The Roseanne Show, Larry King Live, Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Richard Simmons Dream Maker, Wheel of Fortune, The Wendy Williams Show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? The Doctors,